Hi everybody, this is Erica, the teen librarian at Delmont Gardens, and today I'm going to teach you how to make a Spiral Staircase Friendship Bracelet. In your grab bag, you're going to get 3 different colors of embroidery floss, which is the thread you're going to be using, and written instructions. Like always, supplies are limited, so it's first come, first serve. And I'm going to be doing this video a little differently than I normally do. Normally I use the supplies that you're going to be using, and now this is a finished product. As you can see, this is really, really thin. And I was a little afraid that this was not going to be as easily seen as, say, this, which is a lot bigger. So when you go home, your stuff is going to look like this. It's going to be thinner. It's going to be, better for bracelet making. But I'm going to be using yarn because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So now that the disclosure is over, so you don't go, why doesn't this look the same? Yours is not going to look like this. It's going to look like this. If you do want to use yarn, feel free. But I am giving you guys embroidery floss and written instructions. Okay, so this is how you make a Spiral Staircase Friendship Bracelet. I used to love making friendship bracelets. There's a ton of different kinds you can make. I just felt like this one was really, really easy, and it was a good way to introduce you to friendship bracelets. So you're going to use 3 different color threads. You can use as many threads as you want. I'm doing 3 just because it's easier, but you could do, if you can keep track of 20, go ahead, have fun. But you can do as many as you want. So what you're gonna do is tie this in a knot. The easiest way I find to do this is to bring the tail of the yarn over here, bring it under, and pull it through. Real simple. I tighten it because I like it to be tight, and you want to leave a few inches of string because you want to be able to tie it when you make your bracelet. Now, everyone has different methods for this, for ways to make this easier or harder on yourself. I'm going to show you the easiest way it is for me, but I am going to tell you the other methods people use. Some people like to tape down their yarn onto firm surface and then weave on the ground. I find that really hard, so I'm going to show you how I do it. Please, please, please feel free to try any method that you feel most comfortable with. So to start, you're going to pick which color you want to start with. I'm using purple because that's my favorite. And you're going to take your yarn, and you can do this one of 2 ways. You can take it over these 2 strands, between here, and pull it up and through so it looks like this. I'm making sure that you can see me. Like this. Or you can go under the 2 strands, pull it in and through. Make sure that this stays straight and pull it up. Either way is right. Just do what's most comfortable for you. So I'm going to go under. I like under. It's easier for me. The way I do this is I hold my knot between my index and middle finger, and I just work the yarn in little pieces. So I go under, I hold it, I grab it with my thumb and ring finger, I let it go, I pull it through, and I pull up, and I make it tight. You gotta make it tight or it's gonna be funky looking. And you just keep doing that over and over. You can count these out. When I was younger, I used to like to make 15 of one color, then 15 of another color in the knots. That's up to you. You could do alternating colors, like every other color. So one of the purple, one of the blue, one of the pink. It's really up to you. You're also gonna have different colors in your bags. So when I say that, if you have green, orange, and brown, then pretend I said green, orange, or brown. But you just you decide how you want it to look, and it's a friendship bracelet. So the idea is you give it to a friend. So you're making this with somebody else in mind. You can, of course, be your own best friend. I don't mind that. love yourself first. But if you want to give it to one of your friends, you can go, look, I made this for you. I was thinking of you. And that's a nice thing to do, you know? So this is the first part. And this is where it gets its name. You can see that the knot is spiraling, kind of like a staircase. Now to switch colors, you just take the one that's right next to it. In this case, it's pink. You grab it, you pull the string down so it's nice and, you know, straight, easy to wrap this around, and you just repeat the same process. You're gonna do the same thing. Make sure you pull it tight because there's always a little gap if you're not careful, but you're gonna just keep repeating this process over and over. Now, like I said before, I'm using yarn, so I just want you to be able to visually see this. Some trouble you might come into is pulling it up way too high. As you can see here, just pull it down. Don't panic. Keep working. You might accidentally like go over instead of under. Honestly, at the end of the day, these bracelets aren't meant to be like perfect. They're meant to be a token. So they're meant to be something that you give to someone. They're a gift, and handmade gifts a lot of times do have little, you know, minor imperfections, but that's what gives them that personal feeling. So please don't feel bad if something you make isn't like, you're like, oh, this isn't picture perfect. It doesn't have to be. Those imperfections are just part of the project, and they're part of its character. And that doesn't mean that you failed in some way. It just means that it has a little like more personality for it. So like, see here, I made a mistake. I can fix it. I just pull and it fixes it. But if it wasn't fixed, it's not too big of a deal. So put some pink, you switch for blue, you do the same thing you did before, where you straighten these out and just keep going. So I'm gonna stop working on this one in a second. I just wanted to do this enough that you got to see how it moves, how it looks, you know, what the hand motions are that you're gonna do. Because it's hard, I think, sometimes, you know, to watch something and see someone do it only like 3 times and then go, okay, you can do it too. I've always been a type of person who needs to say more. So I'm gonna stop here though, because you need to know how to tie this off. So at the end, this one here, this is where I stopped working on it. You're gonna take the yarn, gonna loop it over your finger. You probably all have smaller fingers than me. You're gonna put it through that loop. You're just tying a knot. And you're gonna pull it through. And try to keep it down towards the base of what you worked on, and boom. You can tie these 2 pieces together around your wrist, and you have a friendship bracelet. So see this one? You can tie it around together, and boom, a bracelet. And that's it. There's a ton of different combinations you can do. You can use tons of different material. I personally like embroidery floss the best for this, but you can, like you saw, I used yarn. You can use anything you want as long as it's, you know, malleable enough to tie together. If you have any questions, please let us know. Feel free to call anytime at the Delmont Garden Library if you have questions about the grab bags. And I hope that you have a happy and safe summer, and I hope that you get to make some bracelets for your friends. Thank you so much. I'll see you later.